Hey guys, my name is Isaiah Monroe and I am a student here at Central Bible College. I'm going to be a senior, and this is my testimony about giving. So growing up, I always heard about crazy things that people did for God, radical stories. And when I thought about my life, I just thought, radical to me was sharing my faith with friends, talking to friends about Jesus. But then God decided to take that radical into a whole new level. When I was a freshman in high school, I first got my car. Probably about a week later, I went to a Speed the Light convention deal for our church, and it was a fundraiser. And it was the kickoff, and the pastor who shared with us to encourage us to give told us about how he sold his car, he sold his house. He even went as far as selling everything basically he owned, which included like 5 cars, a house, a vacation home, all for God. And as soon as he shared that with us, I felt like God was telling me that he wanted me to sell my car. And I just got my car, so of course, what did I do? I was like, yeah, right, God, there's no way I'm going to sell my car. I just got it. I'm still having that new car high where every time I get in it, I'm pumping up the music, I'll have the windows down. I think I'm the coolest kid, in town. So basically, I just told God, yeah, right. And then about half a year later, another Speed the Light kickoff started, and I felt again God prompting me to give my car. And so this time, since I really felt like God was really legitimately telling me, and I've had it for a while, I took it into actual consideration. I said, okay, God, if this is really what you want me to do, then I'll talk to my parents, and if they okay, then I'll sell it. So I go home, I talk to my dad. He's like, son, are you stupid? God would never want you to sell your car. Like, you need it to get around school, basketball, your job. You got so much stuff you have to get to. So no, God's not telling you to sell your car. So I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to sell my car. About within a year, 2 years, every Speed the Light drive we had, every kickoff we had, I always knew in the back of my mind and in my heart, God was wanting me to sell my car. And it finally came to my senior year, and I knew, God broke me down in the service, and he was like, all right, tonight's the night. Go talk to your parents, and you're going to sell your car. So I went home, I talked to my parents, and my dad said, you know what, you've been bringing this up every Speed the Light, so maybe it is God telling you to do it. So what you can do is you can put it on Craigslist, whatever you want. If it sells within the Speed the Light drive, within the 6-week drive, then I guess it was meant to be. So I put it on Craigslist the next day, and the day after I put it on Craigslist, my car sold for exactly what I had put it on for, which was $2,500. And my parents were so amazed. My dad had been trying to sell a car for months, and he hadn't been able to sell his car. So they were just at awe of what God did. And although I couldn't give the full $2,500 because my dad said part of it was to go towards my sister's car, so I had to give her $500. I still gave $2,000 for Speed the Light, as much as I possibly could. And God just really showed me that through having faith in him and giving to him, his kingdom just exploded, because I know what selling my car went towards was giving a missionary a car to go and reach people in a country that they don't know anything about the gospel. And so that in itself is a testimony, but along with that, probably 6 months later, right at the end of my senior year, God blessed me with another car that was way better than the one I had before. He blessed me not only just with a car, but I didn't even have to buy the car. A friend of the family, he's basically like my grandpa, he bought me the car, which was a huge miracle because I didn't have any money. And I was going to college, and he just is like, you know what, I know you need a car for college, and I know you need to focus on paying for college, so I'm going to give you the money, and you don't even need to worry about it. And through all of that, God is just so faithful to me. He just showed me that if I'm obedient and faithful to Him, He'll be obedient and faithful to me. It says in Malachi 3, basically, give me everything you have and test me in this and see if I don't open the floodgates of heaven and provide you with more blessing than you could even handle. And that verse was so alive in my testimony of what God did through my giving. My name is Isaiah Monroe, and my life has been inked by giving.